Okay. Hopefully you guys can see me. I've been dealing with like, I'm just getting off of work, so there's a bunch of stuff going on. But let's do a sound check really quick. Let's see if you guys can even see me, because there's like too many things going on. If you guys are having, if it's glitching for any reason, turn it up to 720p. Advanced 720p. Let's see if this clears it up. Hi guys. Thank you for holding the chat for me while I like sorted this out. My brain is like, huh, right now. Okay, so there's a bunch of things going on for you guys, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I wanted to talk to you guys about what message I'm channeling. And yeah, I feel like I'm going to have to adjust this, or I'm going to have to bring it closer to me. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just dealing with a new setup. It doesn't look like that, but I'm dealing with a new setup behind the scenes. So, camera to focus. So thank you guys for your patience. I'll probably timestamp when this starts if it's not doing what it's supposed to. I need to get it to focus. Okay. Now let's see if you guys can see me. I feel like. Let's see if that will work. Yes, 720p helps a lot when it's going in and out of focus. Hi guys, welcome in. I'm just trying to get it to work. I think I almost got it. Okay. I think we're good. Let me fix this. Hopefully I'm not flashing anybody. Okay. If you guys have earbuds in or headphones in, definitely turn up the volume a little bit, because, or turn up the volume, turn down the volume. Okay, anything not of the light or the divine plan is no longer welcome here and must leave immediately. Calling upon my angels, my ancestors, only of the highest white light, and Archangel Michael, as I calibrate to the energy of the collective. No weapons formed against me shall prosper. Amen. Okay, the message that I'm getting for you guys today is let go of the old you. And you might be thinking, I thought I was. And you're starting to realize maybe you're getting some new information, you're channeling something different where you're seeing there was still old parts of you that wanted to do the same thing, and you're like, oh, it's not gonna work anymore. Okay, let me rearrange some things, because you're starting to see where you're being forced into growth, or you will keep getting the same result. Does that make sense? Like, you're going to keep getting the same thing if you keep doing the same thing. So maybe there were a couple things that you thought you could keep in the equation, and you're starting to see that you can't exactly do that. So it might be really frustrating. Okay. This even closer to me. I feel like the closer I get it to me, the better. Oh, I love you guys. So you're starting to see, in order for you to have peace, you need to let go of the old you. You're getting some new information that normally you wouldn't be receptive to, but you've been going down certain avenues and you've been trying to get a different result, but you've been doing the same thing. Okay, let me give you guys an example. There is some people that you want to get rid of in your life, but you keep going back to them. You know that they're no good for you. You know that they're toxic. You know that they don't really bring anything to the table. They suck all the energy out of the room. They're not a part of your tribe. Instead of going back on your boundaries, or do you know what I mean? It's like you going back to the same thing, expecting a different result. It's starting to be the hamster wheel of insanity. And that's what you're realizing. You're coming to a very harsh reality with yourself that, like, oh, I've just been doing, I thought that I could literally do this again because you were limiting yourself. You thought that there's no other way to make this money. There's no other way to have friends. There's no other way to get this done besides doing what I'm doing. So you're realizing you have to do it a different way. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Dina. You guys are starting to see, in order for you to have the harmony, the peace, we can't be delusional about how we get there. We can't have the same people around us or whatever we were trying to get rid of. We can't limit ourselves to thinking like, this is the only way we can make money. This is the only way we can have friends. This is the only way we can have customers or patrons or followers or subscribers. It's not the only way. And that's what we're starting to see. Like, there is in fact a better way. Yeah. So whether this is family to you, your health, it's like 2/3 of the collective is dealing with this. That's what I heard specifically. 2/3 of the collective is having this issue. So 2 out of 3 people are like, oh my gosh, I really do have a problem. Someone is feeling like whatever they're wanting to work through is taboo, or it's not okay to say to people like, oh, I do want to let them back into my life, or I do want to go back to this old pattern. Let me give you another example. Let's say you guys have a food allergy and your doctor's like, stop eating that food. And you're like, I'm just going to eat it. And you're trying to get something out of not eating that, but you keep eating it. You know what I mean? So you guys are starting to see where you cannot take a shortcut. You have to take it seriously, and you're learning where everything is connected. You letting the old people into your life is connected to integrity and boundaries. You letting the old patterns into your life is connected to this old timeline where you're trying to manifest the new timeline. You're like, I want this over here, but it's not really that possible. And it's also about faith. Faith in the divine, faith in God, knowing that we can have this. So we are not also trusting that if we go do this thing over here, that it won't be painful. We're like, no, I can't really do that. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. I don't know if God got me like that. And there's like 1 or 2 things that you're having to switch gears on, but you are very reluctant to do that because you're thinking either you know best, or you guys could be really stubborn, or you're like, oh, it'll be fine. It's just a little bit of poison. It's just a little bit of like what I really want. It's a little bit of comfortability. It's a little bit of not standing on business, not standing on faith. And whatever you have been trying to bring in, which is peace, harmony, comfort, security, stability, you're starting to see like, oh crap. I guess I'm part to blame. Okay. You are ready to move past this pain. You are seeing the fact that, oh, dang, I am drinking the poison. It is my fault. I'm not standing on my integrity. I'm not standing on faith. I'm not trusting in the process. I'm limiting myself to thinking this is the only way I can make money. This is the only way that I can have family. This is the only way I can be healthy. Like, but now you know better. Whatever information you were getting today that led you to this message, you're like, okay, I can't take any more shortcuts. I can't lean on any more crutches. I have to stand on what I speak about. I have to do what I say I'm going to do. You know what I mean? So this is emotional self-care for you guys. Emotional self-care. It ain't been fun. This emotional self-care is so vital to your transition right now. This emotional self-care is making you dig deeper than you ever thought you could. And it's really showing you things about yourself like, oh, dang, I really don't like doing that. Or I am really stubborn. Or I do think I know best. Or I don't know how to apologize. Or I don't know how to say no. So you guys are trying to be open to these new opportunities, but by reliving certain timelines and the past. Okay? Things that you don't like doing. Like, let's say you've been wanting to quit a job and you've been complaining about the same job for 2 years, 3 years, but you keep going back to that job. So it's telling God, like, I don't trust that there's anything else out there. I'm just going to keep doing this over here. I don't really want to take any type of risk. I'm just going to keep going there. And yeah, a lot of these things are easier said than done. So I have a lot of compassion and empathy for the fact that it ain't done yet. I'm not like, oh my gosh, bestie, what are you doing over here? Because this should be taken care of already. You're going through a soul awakening. You are having to abandon a timeline that you thought you worked hard on. You are having to abandon a timeline that is the old version of you, and it has not been easy for you to see this new version of yourself. You're going through an awakening and like, oh, I could have better self-esteem. I could trust myself more. I could believe. I don't know. There's pride here too. There's some sort of pride where you're like, oh, I shouldn't really be talking to myself that way or letting these type of situations come to pass. I shouldn't be planting these types of seeds anymore. So for instance, you've been working on getting healthy or getting a new routine together, but you keep eating the same things and you're like, well, what the frick? We are having to let go of something we don't want to let go of. We are having to let go of things we don't want to let go of because it brings us comfort. It's our security blanket. You know what I mean? And yeah, thank you, Angie. It's making us exhausted. Our pride is involved, but we're tired. So we kind of have to listen to the fact that, oh my gosh, I am exhausted from trying to go every other which way, but what I have to actually look at. This is like getting rid of everything that you know is bad for you. Like, let's say it's food or friends or family. This is like getting rid of everything but like keeping two things that like we know our body don't F's with. We know that like our vibe, our energy does not mess with, but we keep doing it. And we are needing to walk away for this transformation. And it's frustrating. You're just like, I'm so tired. But at the same time, you're taking the blame. You're taking accountability like, oh, well, that is my fault. Okay. You guys are being given new tools, but those new tools can't really be used properly without ripping the band-aids off of other situations. You're starting to see where you put a band-aid here and a band-aid there, and it's been holding some things up, but it's not going to work forever. It's not going to work forever. You're having to rip the band-aid off to use those new tools. You have to rip the Band-Aid off for this wound to get air, for it to heal, for it to scab, for it to move on. But we're like, oh, just keep that Band-Aid on there. I don't want to look at that. But think about it. If it really was a wound, could you keep that Band-Aid on there forever? Probably not. You know what I mean? And we're keeping a Band-Aid on a wound that, like, it doesn't need the Band-Aid anymore. You know when you're little and you're like, I need this Band-Aid. I need this here. Or I need this Band-Aid here. But God's like, stop with that. You don't need that freaking stinking Band-Aid anymore. You know what I mean? We don't need that. We're going through an awakening, and God is saying it doesn't have to be all pain. You can explore what might work better. You can be more receptive to information and seeing that, okay, if I want to use all these cool things over here, I got to take these Band-Aids off. I got to give that air. I got to let it heal. I got to move on. I have to let go of my old self. You are ready to transmute this pain. You are ready to move past this pain. You're so over it. You're so over it. This is like being sick and tired of yourself. Like, dang, I'm sick and tired of my own crap. I'm tired of my pride. I'm tired of my ego. I'm tired of my shadow. Thank you, Jonathan, for your donation. I am tired of my own ish. And that is okay. You are being honest with yourself. You want to choose freedom. Okay, so you're having a very serious conversation with yourself. You're like, okay, self. Our higher self has plans and tools and all these great things, but we're still holding on to this dirty, crusty little comfort blanket, this little security blanket. We're still holding on to that. Why? It's like we love that blanket so much, but we haven't washed it in a while, and we're like, knowing that little blanket needs to go in the washing machine, or we're like, I'm just going to leave it a little bit longer. We could justify it like, well, this blanket brings me luck, and it's not going to bring me luck if it's washed. We could be looking for all types of justifications or reasons. Like, say for food. Food is like a really good example. We are wanting to lean into our comfort food because we're stressed out, we're tired, we're exhausted from having to jump timelines, having to be the generational curse breaker. It is okay to say, I'm tired. I'm over it. Why does it gotta be me? Okay, I get it. It's me. But there's so many things that you have to do. It could be really overwhelming. Okay? Let's think about our bodies with like skin. Our skin absorbs a lot of different things. So this is like being mindful of that. And then, but when you're first doing it, it could be very overwhelming. Like, oh, let me not spray that perfume. Let me not use that deodorant. Let me not use that type of material on my body. Let me not use that type of water. Let me get the softener. So like the first week of doing all of that, it could be really overwhelming. So it might just be easier just to put the old things on and let your body absorb it. You are starting to see the difference when you don't do things that way. You are getting the hint of being sick of your own ish, saying, you know what, I need to get moving. I need to get moving on whatever this is that I want done. It's not going to get done if I half-ass it. It's just not. Okay? It's not going to get done if we don't get off of our behind. Okay? Some of us are wanting summer bodies or to get snatched, but we're like, don't want to go to the gym. I don't know. And then we're like on the couch rotting, eating ice cream, looking at social media like, oh yeah, I was gonna do that, but I had to do this today. I had to do that today. I had to do this. So forget it. We are getting sick of our own. We're getting sick of our own agenda that sabotages us. Okay, we are getting sick of that. We are realizing how truly blessed we are to have the things and resources, to have the messengers that we have, the influencers that we have, the books that we have. Whatever it is that you are blessed and grateful to have today, you are currently choosing freedom. And this is what's going to pull your chariot. This is what's going to bring your chariot in. Okay, this is what's going to bring your chariot in. Because whatever you really want, you're having to trust that it's going to work. So let's say you start doing something, but you're not seeing the results fast enough. Well, I let go of so and so and so and so, but I'm not seeing results fast enough. So I'm just going to go back to what I was doing. Or I went to the gym for a week and I didn't see the results that I wanted. So I'm just done right now. I just want to go home and eat ice cream. We are realizing there is a better way. We're having to remove the Band-Aid that had needed to be removed a long time ago. We're needing to wash the security blanket that we needed to wash a long time ago. And we're like, oh yeah, about that blanket. It's time to wash it. Oh yeah, about that. I need to look at that. I need to look at that wound. I need to see how it looks because I've been hiding it. There are certain things that our pride and us being stubborn has been hiding. We are putting our demands on the table. Also, the way that you guys are going to be letting go of your old self, it's going to help you think more clearly. Even though you're really tired. If it's getting healthier, it's going to help you think more clearly because the gut communicates with the brain. Okay? The gut communicates with the brain. It communicates with our immune system. And there's too many people. For instance, I'd be watching a lot of like different things on social media. Well, YouTube. And there's too many people that don't want to talk about the fact that their tummy isn't okay. They want to throw some probiotics on it or sprinkle a supplement on it when there is a whole regime. There's a whole new protocol that we might be trying to avoid. Yes, there's all of these supplements out there, but they're only going to do so much, the Band-Aid. They're only going to do so much if we don't actually start eating better. Going to the gym is only going to do so much if we don't eat better. Do you know what I mean? Like, those things go hand in hand. And there's so many people that are like, well, it's bad to talk about like gut health or inflammation or different things that could be going on. And you're going to put it on the table. Okay, what am I responsible for? What am I not doing right? I haven't been going to the gym. I haven't been eating the best. Okay, that is what I am accountable for. How am I going to get to this new timeline? Yes, the new timeline, we're getting there, okay? Planting the seeds and putting in the work, it seems torturous. It does. It seems like, oh my gosh, I got to go to the store and eat all these plants and these vegetables, and then I got to clean this, and I got to prep it, and I got to do blah, blah, blah. And I would just rather eat a steak or rather eat whatever you want to eat. It seems like that's not a fun plan. But you're seeing how it's necessary because the snatched body doesn't come from just working out. You need hydration. You need to eat well. And just because the food is healthy doesn't mean that your body responds well to it. You are in a state of letting go of your old self. So you are seeing what your body does not respond well to, whether it's people, an environment, family members, things that you eat. And you are seeing how everything is tied together. Okay, you are seeing how everything ties together. Everyone's body is different. Some people can eat more animal fat. Some people can eat more plants and be okay. Everyone's dealing with different stress, a different digestive tract. Everyone lives in a different part of the country or in a different country. Do you know what I mean? So you have to see what works good for you by process of elimination. Who and what do you need to eliminate? What people do you need to eliminate and keep gone? What food do you need to eliminate? You're going to start doing the process of elimination and seeing what works well for you and staying on that course, even though it's going to require some new blood, some new sweat, some new tears. But the reward is higher. The reward is higher for you. if you keep the course, if you stay the course. It feels like a heavy Saturn lesson. Like, I don't want to. I just don't want to. But this course is so you can sustain what you want. This isn't a quick fix to a snatched body and then it going to shit. This is so you can sustain the snatched body, sustain your boundaries, sustain the manifestations and the money and whatever it is that that is your heart's desire. Getting healthy, figuring out what you want, being in love, whatever that is. You have to be open to the possibilities and willing to explore, willing to go through the emotional self-care, willing to remove the emotional baggage, willing to trust. What do you not respond well to? Some of you guys are starting to see how people around you, they affect your home, your vibe, your nervous system. Some of you guys are seeing in which situations you stress out in, what foods don't work well for you, how that has affected your mental health, and how it's affected your digestion, how it's affected your immune system. Maybe some of you guys have been getting more sick than normal because you guys could be dealing with gut issues. But a lot of people don't like to talk about, hold on guys. Thank you, Angie. Who else said that? And thank you, KG. Thank you, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna move. Thank you, Minnie, for your donation. Okay. I don't like this angle. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I might like that better. Hopefully it'll stay. Hopefully. I hate when I have to do a new setup because it be stressing me out. Like, if you guys are content creators and like you'll get it, and that's a perfect example. Like, I'm not gonna give up until I get it right. There was a wrench thrown in my way that derailed me and it made me detour, but it's going to make me detour for the better. I know that there's a bigger blessing that's going to come out of me having to fix this situation that came out of nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, for instance, the camera is now mirrored when it's on the front camera. So I can't see myself and I'm trying to look at this, but I'm like, I don't see anything. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of sense does that make to go live but not be able to see yourself in the live stream? I have to look at my iPad over here. So it's just like my brain is like, wait, what? Huh? What are we doing here? But I know that there is a reason. And I've explored every option. Okay? There are no settings for it to not be mirrored. It's not a feature. It's not a test feature. It's just some type of update that they didn't tell anybody about. And it's annoying. And I was clearing data on my phone. And so I went to delete the app just to like clear data and clear storage. And that's when it happened. I was like, oh, I should have just left it undeleted and maybe it would have stayed like that a little bit longer, but I can't look at it that way. I have to look at it as this had to happen because maybe it needs to teach me something, that not all things can stay the same, and that's okay. We are being shown that it's okay when we have to pivot. It's not the worst thing ever. But yeah, I do get frustrated when I have to do a new setup. Like, it will stress me out. Because if I don't like the angle, if I don't like the lighting, the way that it's edited, rendered, because I've just always been into production and editing and sound, I'm not going to watch it, the replay. You know what I mean? I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to watch it. Because I'm going to be annoyed. Because I'm going to want to get it. That's the perfectionist in me. And so we are starting to see where being a perfectionist does not serve us. I'm seeing right now, God is teaching me a lesson in just stop, relax. It's okay. Not everybody gives up like you give up. You know what I mean? But to me, that's frustrating when I'm going to show you something and it's backwards. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? And why does every other app get an option, but we don't? Every app gets an option. So if you have an iPhone or an iPad or an Apple device, you have an option for your mirror, your front camera, to be mirrored or not. That's not an option or setting on here. Because I asked. They're like, whatever do you mean? I'm like, the new thing that you guys are doing. Let's talk about that. But I know I'm not getting an answer for a reason because I'm supposed to. God is teaching me to figure it out. Okay? You've liked your setup for however long, and now you got to do it a little bit different to get it the way that you want it. I'm like, fine. Okay, I'll figure it out. Okay? And you guys are going through an awakening where you are seeing that you cannot do things the same. It needs to be clearer. The settings need to be better. The environment needs to be better. Like you guys are starting to see, like, I'm incredibly blessed. I don't really need to stress myself out. But you're understanding where you're sick of your own ish. If you're a perfectionist, you're like, I'm sick of this. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself? If you know that you want to leave a job and you keep going there, you're like, why do I do this to myself? If you wanted to delete dating apps, but you keep getting on the dating apps, you're like, why do I even do this? If you keep getting back with an ex or karmic, a dusty, an opportunist, you're like, oh my gosh, I said I wasn't going to talk to Bobby. I said I wasn't going to talk to Becky, but here I am talking to them again. Why do I do that to myself? You know? So you are seeing, dang, am I delusional? Is that chariot really on the way? Or am I being really hard on myself and I need to let go so that chariot does actually pull up? We are starting to see that we have delayed the chariot getting here. We've been waiting and we're like, well, I did all the things. And God's like, but did you do all the things? Well, I mean, I did. This is like mom saying, clean your room. And you're like throwing everything in the closet. You're like, I cleaned it. I cleaned it. The bed is made. They're like, well, where'd you put everything? I put it all away, but it's really in the closet. Do you know what I mean? We are starting to see where we delayed ourselves. And that's a hard pill to swallow. We're not like, oh my gosh, yeah, I did that. We just feel like we could have a lot of pride in thinking I should be so much more evolved than delaying myself in any type of way. Do you know what I mean? We think like, well, I've gone through my spiritual awakening. I'd be ascending all the time. I know better, so I can't just be out here saying that I didn't do better when I knew better. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. But guess what? I have good news, okay? The peace that you want is right here. It's right here. We have to decide that we are stronger than the temptation, okay? We are starting to see that, or we are having to see that we are stronger than the temptation that we are fighting. We could be fighting the temptation to get back with an ex, fighting the temptation to reconcile with a friend, fighting the temptation to let go of a job or to stop doing certain habits that we know aren't good for us. We are needing to trust in the process that it will unfold as it should, even if it's not happening fast enough. When you tell God, the divine, the Most High, that you're really done with something, like, let's be so for real. When you really tell God, like, you know what, I'm so over this, I'm so done with that, magic starts unfolding. When we're reluctant and we're like, okay, God, I'll take care of that. I'll clean my room. But we actually don't want to. God knows our heart. And because of that, we keep repeating the pattern and being like, it's fine. I know I wanted to change, but I won't complain that much. But I kind of am complaining. Do you know what I mean? So we are seeing like, okay, I've got to be more serious about the changes that I want to make. I had a friend that was dealing with an issue with wanting to, like, working with a friend, wanting to live with a friend, but also understanding that, like, maybe that's not a good idea because they don't have the same core values. Okay? You already work together. Maybe living together wouldn't be the best option. But because she's standing on her boundaries and she's taking living together seriously, the other person is being really mean about it. And since she is deciding, my friend, to step back and say, you know what? I really want no parts of that. This is not that deep for me. I don't need to move that bad. Like, I'll be over here. And so I told her, when you are really done with something and you really see the writing on the wall and you see it for what it is, now you see this relationship for what it is. This relationship is one-sided. She started thinking like, oh, it is always about her and gossiping and talking crap about people and being kind of evil behind the scenes. She started really like reviewing it, like, yeah, she's wants to, she's into black magic and this and that, and I don't really want to F with that. And I was like, riddle me what? I would steer clear of that. Okay, but you guys could be looking at a past version of somebody that you missed, but now you're realizing that that person never existed. Okay, you're realizing that a certain version of something you thought you had never really existed because it wasn't what you thought it was. Let's say you're like, oh, I was skinnier then and I want that back. But you're realizing like you weren't healthy then. Do you know what I mean? You're like, I miss that friend, but you're also starting to see that they were never really that friend. I miss that ex so much. I'm for sure we were in love. But now you're seeing like, no, we really weren't in love because they didn't give a you know what like I gave a you know what. If I didn't bend to their will, then it was curtains. Yes, breaking through the illusion. So you guys are starting to see like, oh, breaking through the illusion. I am not going to be nostalgic about what I thought they were because they never were. I'm not going to be nostalgic about what I thought I had and be sitting over here disappointed because what I'm looking at was not what it actually was. That snatched body I thought I had was me not eating or me partying too much and me eating like once a week or whatever the heck. I'm not here to judge and I'm not here to trigger, but you guys get what I'm saying. You were starting to see whatever version or person or situation or environment that was, it was not as it seemed. And you are waking up to that. We've all been in love before, okay? Well, most of us. Or thought we were in love. And now actually realize what love is. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? It's like being in love or thinking that you were in love with like your first, let's say your first karmic. Your first karmic rodeo. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm in love when you were in the moment. And now that you're past that, you're like, that was not love. That was not love. You are choosing freedom. Okay, whoever I'm speaking to, you are choosing freedom. You're like, yeah, I thought that was a good situation. It's not. That's okay. I'm going to work on it the right way now. But I basically told her, God knows when we're done with people. Like, God really be knowing. And I swear on everything that I love. Well, I'm not going to swear on everything that I love, but you guys get what I'm saying. When we really put it out there to the universe, to the divine, the most high, like, you know what? I'm good on them. They did this, they did that, and I don't stand for that anymore. God's rejection is our protection. And I told her, God will sort out the rest for you. And she was like, riddle me what? And I was like, God will sort out the rest for you, because now watch them get relocated. Watch them get relocated. Watch when you don't want to be put in situations with them, how it won't be as easy for them to reach you. Now that you are energetically washing your hands of this person, now the karma can sort them out. The judgment, the relocation can be activated. Okay, so you guys are ready to hit the red button. You're ready to eject what does not belong. You are ready to work through the pain. You're ready to let go of your old self. Like, you know what? This is not going to work for me anymore. So I'm really going to try to let it go. So you are getting ready to go the distance. It's like that Cake song. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. So this is going to bring in your chariot. It's going to bring in speed. You are learning to go the distance. God is going to bring in the speed. Okay? Where things will actually move a lot faster for you. So yeah, you guys are ready to let the something's growling. You guys are ready to activate the relocation of things that don't belong in your life. You are ready to release your old self. There's a little bit of panic. Hearing a motorcycle. There's a little bit of, wow, the Six of Wands. I'm going to pick this up. Okay. There's a little bit of cause for panic, because you know what demons lie beneath the surface. You know what demons lie beneath this band-aid that you have not wanted to rip off. Some of us went back to our crutch. Some of us went back to bad habits or vices. And because we thought, oh, well, I got rid of most of them, so I'm just relying on 2 of these things. Don't look at me. Don't judge me. We are seeing where this pacifier needs to be removed. And that's hard. That can be really hard. Okay. So, but you guys are unhappy with certain outcomes and certain things that have been going on. So you're like, I have to do what's best for me. Some people will not be happy with that answer. But do I want to stand on business, or do I want to stand on demons? Like, let's really think about it. Do I want to stand on business, or do I want to stand on vices? Do I want to stand on what I stand for, or do I want to stand on BS? You will be more successful than you ever thought, because you are ready to go the distance. You will be more successful than you could have ever imagined, because you're going to choose freedom. You're going to choose to eject, to abandon, to tell God what's on your heart. Like, God, I'm done with them. I really am. So now I'm going to put in the work to be done with them. This is like going back and forth, being on, off in a very toxic relationship. But this is what you know. And then one day you just wake up and you're like, I'm done. And you really mean it. You mean that you're not going back. You don't care if you just leave with a little bit of stuff. You're out of here. And yeah, it's going to piss some people off because they don't want you to mean what you say. Okay, it's going to make some people mad that you're going to choose peace. That you're going to choose yourself. And this is what's going to bring you everything you could have ever imagined. You are needing to go up over that hill, go up over that mountain that you can't stand. Okay? You're like, I don't want to climb over that. But what you want is over that hill. What you want is over that mountain. Okay, you want the peace? It's over that hill. Okay, you want abundance? It's over that mountain. You guys know the analogy that I use, cringe mountain. There's always going to be haters at base camp saying you can't do it, you're going to waste your time. Oh, it's so cringy that you're trying. Oh, it's so corny that you're trying to do something with your life. Okay, well, ignorance is bliss. This is another thing that you're realizing for some people. Their core values don't align with yours because their ignorance is, in fact, bliss. Okay? You guys are getting ready to go the distance so you can get into the land of cool. The land of cool is the Empress. It's the Chariot. It's what you really want. It is your 10 of Cups. And God is saying little things are going to bring you a lot of peace. The little seeds are going to bring you more peace than you could have ever imagined. And it's the things you really don't want to look at. Let's say you really don't want to leave this job and you really feel limited and stuck. Like, well, that's all I know. I don't really know anything else. But admitting to yourself that, I'm really done with that. So I'm going to look for something else and I'm just going to resign. Now, I'm not telling you guys to quit your job. I would never tell you guys that. In this economy, oh, it's just a car. I was like, was that a motorcycle? In this economy and day and age, it's not as easy to do. So I would never tell you guys to do that. But you guys get what I'm saying. You are making it serious on your heart that you want change. But it's over that hill. It's over that mountain. It's over that wound. And it's not being nostalgic about the wound. Like, oh, remember, you're going to get to a point where this is a thing in the past. Okay, you're going to get to a part where this is a thing in the past, but these little seeds matter. So let's say you leave the job that you hate so much. You actually go out and do it. And let's say the job that you're at maybe doesn't pay as much, but you're so much happier there. And then all of a sudden, you start getting blessings from unexpected blessings. Things are cheaper for you, okay? So let's say you move to the next job, you finally left, your rent goes down, okay? You get an unexpected check in the mail. You don't need as many groceries this month. There's other things that will fall into place for you that are going to make you very, very happy. Let's say you guys don't want to let go of certain habits, but you're going to notice a difference when you let go of them. No, it won't feel good at first. I'm speaking as an addict in recovery and an alcoholic in recovery. They don't feel good at first to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go without this. I'm going to go without that. Sometimes we can't exactly go cold turkey off the things that we want to, but at the same time, let's say you want to quit smoking. You're like, okay, breathing oxygen is good. Okay, I didn't like it at first, but now I'm grateful. I smoked cigarettes for a really long time, you guys. And as much as I enjoyed doing that for as long as I did, I didn't like the habit of, okay, I got to get the gum. I got to get the spray out. Like, let me do it. Like, I don't miss that. I don't miss it. But when I quit, oh my gosh, like I could have punched holes in things because it was a process. Okay, you guys are ready to go over that hill and not just peek over it, to actually want to go over it and to put in the work. Okay, so you guys are seeing where you're going to restore hope. Hope is not lost. Okay, whatever goals that you guys have had, you're like, well, maybe I don't want it that bad. God is saying all of the little steps that you can make right now. Okay, the change of heart, being legit about that change of heart, and taking little steps, okay? The little, where did it go? All of the little seeds. Those things matter. This is exploring the self-care, the emotional self-care. So let's say you guys have been in a rut and you've been feeling like, I'm just going to rot on the couch. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I just want to veg out. The little things would help, like getting in the shower would help. Washing the laundry, having fresh pajamas, eating something healthier, starting with a salad or some veggies or a smoothie. These little steps will turn into bigger steps. You don't have to do it all at once. Know that you're going to go the distance and know that what you want is right over that hill. Hi, Hillary. Thank you, Angie. You guys are starting to see where you're connecting the dots. Like, do I really want to take these steps, or am I just going to keep talking about it? I'm telling you guys, you're sick of your own ish. You cannot bullshit God. You can't bullshit the divine. The real manifestations that you really want, not all of it can be bought. It requires work. And you're seeing where you can't out-talk it, you can't outsmart it, you can't outrun it, you cannot shortcut it, you cannot cheat code it. You have to go the distance. Okay? When I first started my channel, it was so cringe. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I loved doing it. I was so happy doing it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing what I love. I'm getting to help people. I was so excited. Thank you, love, for your donation. I was so excited. So yeah, I look at those videos now and I'm like, oh, what in the world? But I had a lot of compassion towards that version of myself that was in the beginning of my spiritual awakening. And I had been working through so much pain that I was like, wow, that's me starting over after losing it all, getting it up out of the mud, cutting everybody off, and still freaking winning. Jumping from one stepping stone to the next, to the next, to the next, and now it's time to do that ish all over again. So somebody was saying that in the comments. My social media platform seems cringe right now, but I'm pushing through to put my purpose out there. Yes, we cannot skip steps when we really want something new. Okay, we cannot skip having to be serious about it. We can't be like, oh yeah, it would be nice if I had it. But no, bestie, you're the star. With Cringe Mountain, you cannot skip the cringe. You can't. You can't do it. Everybody has to start somewhere. Every celebrity had to start somewhere. Just to give you guys an example. Everyone had their first audition tape, their first crappy job. Everyone had an embarrassing moment where they're like, please don't ever look at that. Please don't ever pull those audition tapes up. Please don't ever talk. Please don't ever show my first music video. We all have to start at base camp. When we really want something that's over that mountain, that's over that hill. And it could be corny, cringe, the most. But we're going to do it. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Glenna. We're going to do it. And because of that, you are going to be feeling extremely connected. Because you're getting serious about those changes that you want to make, you're going to be brought support systems. God is going to bring you support systems in very unexpected places. Okay? You're going to get a friend in an unexpected place. That's going to come in and say, hey, how are you doing today? You're not going to expect them to say anything to you. And then all of a sudden, you guys are going to have a deeper conversation than ever before. And that could have been somebody you thought you were going to give up on. People are going to surprise you this week as you are getting down to the nitty gritty of what you want and letting go of your old self. You are ready to officially move past that pain. You are ready for a new protocol. You are ready for a new strategy. And that is what's going to bring you the best, like the very best. You are going to surpass experts. You are going to, you know what? And taking the long way, sometimes it's not always like the worst thing, but you are tired of it. And because of that, you're learning so much that you will surpass experts and teachers and gurus because you took the long way. Okay, sometimes when we take the long way, we become an expert. Sometimes when we go through a lot of pain, we become an expert in those things. And so that's what you guys are starting to figure out. Like, I'm not perfect. I don't have it all together. But I know that if I went through this and I have to go over the cringe to get what I really, really want, what I really, really desire, which is peace, love, harmony, security, stability, love, whatever that thing is, you're going to be able to teach it to others. Okay? Do you see this? This hive, this community. Oh, I'm hearing a street bike. Oh, seriously? You guys are going to be able to teach that to a community, to a group of people. Whoa. Thank you, Cosmic, for your donation. I'm hearing Spirit say it is time to get curious about the seeds. Because you guys might have questions like, well, I wonder if I tried this herb or this self-care practice. I wonder if I quit doing that. It's time to get serious but curious about, oh, well, that might help me. Let me try that. If I stop doing this and I start doing that, maybe that might help me. You guys are getting, you are uncovering help tactics instead of scare tactics. Yes, holistic living. Oh, Gully, thank you. I really think, just like a side note, well, I guess it's not a side note, you're going to be removing people, you guys, people that maybe you were going to let them slide. Maybe you were going to give them a pass. Maybe you were going to give them another chance. I'm getting, channeling a message that you guys are really going to see some people in a different light because of what you're going through. So because you've been in this rut or this funk or just sick of your own stuff or you feel like you're repeating a cycle, you're going to see what demonic energy vampires come up to the surface because they wanted to believe that all the work that they had put in, all the watching, stalking, and just like preying on your downfall, they want to know what you're really going through. They want intimate details of what's going on with you so they can know if their spell work is affecting you. So they can know if their evil eye, their janky Sesame Street crack magic, they want to know if that is affecting you when you stand on God. So it's not really, do you know what I mean? I can't. I literally can't. These people, they're trying to act like they love you, but they've been on, you've been ready to eject them for a while. You've been ready to eject these people for a while. They're fake supporters. They're around you for the clout. They are around you to get attention. They're trying to act like I'm just like you. I'm just like you. But they want to be there. You know when you guys have people around you that want to be there for all the downfalls? Or you guys could be the type of person that doesn't have a lot of downfalls right now or rock bottoms. And when there is one happening, or it seems to appear like there is one, they want a front row seat. You are going to stand on your boundaries. You are going to stand on your cutoff game. And you are going to be relentless with relocating your enemies. You are relocating these fake friends, these fake supporters, these enemies, these ops. You are relocating them. The last time you asked, is that affecting you? My light flickered. Oh my gosh. Why would you want to teach others when you had no one to teach you? Well, not everyone is guided to teach. Like, let's say you went through something really painful, and then you're seeing a whole community or people suffering from something that you have endured. You might have the audacity to want to teach it, even though that nobody taught you. The people that resonate with my channel are self-taught. They're orphans, like me, black sheep, underdogs, underestimated daily. Whatever you guys are able to sort out, you like helping people do that, okay? You like helping others not have to... You like helping other people not have to go the long way if they don't have to, because even if you do teach them, I go through this every day. Even if I'm on here and I'm saying and I'm helping all the things, people can still choose to take the long way. They can still choose the scenic route. Everyone has free will. You feel me? Everyone has free will to choose, like, well, I could listen to that teaching or I could fly a kite off a cliff. I could choose. Everyone has free will. But you guys might have a desire to help others see a better way. If somebody comes up to you and they're like, how do you do it? I just don't know how you do it. It could be as simple as a conversation. But a lot of us that are watching, tuning in, and are part of this soul tribe are in fact self-taught. Okay? You guys could be an influencer and people are like, how do you do that? You're self-taught. You've watched other people do this and you've learned from their mistakes and what they do good. Okay? Let's say you guys are really good in your work arena and people are like, how do you do that? You're self-taught. You observe, you watch, you strategize, you get the new protocol, you pivot, you don't give up, you stand on business, you pray, and you protect yourself. So yeah, I'm seeing that some of you guys have been suffering from exhaustion or anxiety, maybe even both. Okay, some of you guys could be suffering from exhaustion. Maybe this is because, like, it could be mental exhaustion. Like, there's so many different things that you've been trying and it's been taking you to a dead end. Or there's so many crutches you've been relying on, it's been taking you to a dead end. And you're like, oh, okay, now this is officially my fault and I gotta fix this. It's time to get curious about the small steps because we are what? Self-taught. Okay? You are receptive to information, but what you're going through is not easy. This level up is not easy. It's one of your hardest quantum leaps. It's one of your hardest transitions. Like, probably to date, this is probably one of the hardest transitions I've ever channeled. And it's been going on for 2 to 4 months for a lot of you guys. Okay, so of course you're tired. If you guys have been doing this for 2 to 4 months where you're like, I thought I got it, but I guess I didn't, and I need to do the process of elimination and I need to get better at it, you have to choose to give yourself grace. Grace matters all the time, but especially right now, because you guys never go through a transition that takes this long. Okay? But I want you to understand something as I say that. Almost 90% of people in the world right now are going through a transition, but don't want to look at it. So you guys are part of the percentage that chooses to look at it, to acknowledge the fact that they're struggling. When everyone is like, oh, I'm fine, I'm just going to stay silent over here, I'm totally good. Everyone is not good. Okay? Everyone is not good. We're all going through shadow aspects that we're facing. And that's why I told you guys in all the messages last week, everyone pretending like they got it this year, at the beginning of this year, like they got it figured out. They're not worried. They're not stressed. That could be true for some people. But a lot of us are not the exception in this case. We are the rule right now. Okay? A lot of us are having to see this transition is real. And we're not the only ones going through it. We are the ones choosing to do something about it. Everyone else over here is like, I'm fine. I'm fine. No, really, I'm fine. Triggered and fine over there. Okay? So I don't know. I really don't see you guys putting up with a lot of shit after having to go through what you've gone through. You're going to ascend an earth angel. You guys are tired of people, your whole life, you've had people trying to tell you to chill out or to dim your light or to calm down or you're too much. They haven't seen anything yet. Okay, they haven't seen anything yet. What you are realizing about yourself is you will not stand down for anything. You are the star. You are self-taught. And you help others ascend. Okay, a lot of you guys are light workers. It's okay to admit, like, I'm in a transition. Yes, raised by a narcissist family. I'm in the medical field. 90% of my patients are stressed. Ever since 4 years ago, we are dealing with way more stress and we are handling it different than how we used to. Okay? When everyone was like inside the house, you know what I mean? No one was really like going to the gym, going running miles and doing all of these things. So we're dealing with stress differently. And so people are dealing with digestive issues because of that, mental health issues because of that, relationship issues because of that. And a lot of people, 2/3 of people, do not even want to admit. I was watching a Mel Robbins video. Okay. And she was talking to this doctor. And the doctor was like, 2/3 of people do not want to admit that they're having literal digestive issues. And that's really important. If you are having digestive issues, again, that affects your immune system, it affects your thinking and how you maneuver through the day. And they were basically saying, you know, like when we all were in the house, you know what I mean, not going outside, we started handling stress differently. We started rotting. We stopped moving as much. A lot of us started working from home. We are seeing how we have to deal with that stress in a better way. And all those little seeds matter. What we want is over that hill. If I stop eating cookies, I'll be fine. Yeah, there was an agenda there with all of that going on. There was an agenda. And now we are seeing where some of us did not bounce back from that agenda. And we have to get things back on course from the feet up. Maybe we were keeping it real surface level, like I'm totally fine. I don't need to go to the gym. I don't need to eat well. I don't need to go to therapy. Whatever it was for you. Okay. So you were starting to see where people's agendas and the transits and your ascension and what you won't admit and will admit has all concocted this storm of, okay, we're getting down to the nitty gritty of what we want to move past, our old self. This old self should have never actually been our old self, but there was an agenda that threw a wrench in that. So everybody's been affected by that. And in the year of the snake, in order for us to get what we really want, our heart's desire, we have to look at the way that we stress. We have to look at the way that we have boundaries and respect and love for other people and ourselves. You have to choose freedom. You have to choose emotional self-care. Whether that's taking the holistic route, eating better, getting rid of people, walking away from a stressful job, not working at home anymore, going to the gym, bringing the gym into your home, whatever that is. You guys have a plan. And your plan is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Not everyone will have a seat at your table. I know some of you guys were like, I want to have friends. I've gone without friends for a while, but understand that some of the people that have been attracted to your light at this time are not around you for your highest good. But you guys will sort that out accordingly. If you don't feel confident about these around these people, if you don't feel like you can be yourself, if you feel like you're on guard or guarded, you're going to start moving accordingly. Like, let's say you guys know that meditation helps you. You know that breath work helps you. But you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. You're seeing where that, I don't want to do that, really does wonders for you. You're like, okay, the yoga's working. Okay, but I got to actually do it. We got to go over that hill. I don't want to do meditation. We got to go over that hill. Well, I don't want to, I guess. But you're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel amazing. Whoa. Baller status. This baller status that you have coming in. You're going to feel amazing. Get ready to go down rabbit holes of your health, your mental health, your physical health, and to get truly excited again. Because life is too short, you guys. Like, especially when you're dealing with health issues or ailments or family members that are sick or loved ones that are sick, you start to see in real time, like, I can't really be effing around. Yeah, there was an agenda that could have thrown a wrench, or there was an ailment that could have thrown a wrench, or a loved one that could have thrown a wrench. But we are seeing where we have to take control of the wheel. Whoa. Keep up the good work. You guys have shifted your intentions. Like, I intend to get this done. I intend to make it over that mountain. I intend to. So remember, your intentions are everything. I was telling my friend today, like, when you intend to get rid of some people, you intend to switch up and remove, God will help you relocate a lot of that. Let God do some of the heavy lifting for you. Let the divine help you lift what's heavy. Thank you, Tanner. Thank you so much. They're about to see how crazy you can get. I don't know who that's for, but you will know if it's for you. Because this has to do with people judging you and smearing your name. They're about to see how crazy you can get. And I don't think it means you going crazy on them. I think it means like erasing them from your memory. I think this means like you erasing them like as if they never existed. They're going to be like, why are they acting like I'm not breathing over here? Hold my oxygen, hold my Barbies, because you're just going to go down your own path. You're going to connect with a new unexpected ally, a new unexpected friend. Boundaries are everything. Respect is everything to you right now. You don't have time to waste. That's what you're realizing. Like, you don't have time to waste. Whatever you've been going through, you're like, I need to, like, reprioritize this. So maybe all of the things, like, there could have been things that you made fun of. Like, let's say herbs, for instance. You're like, I don't want to do all of that. Blah, 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 blah. Like, but you're going to do it now because you're like, I want to live. And then as you're choosing to live, you're like, oh, I feel really good. So it's that cringe. It's that corny, like, mindset of, I don't want to do all of that. I don't want to meditate. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to break up with so-and-so. These are the things that I know. Okay? So maybe you've become a hermit. And you're seeing where that does not serve you anymore. It's okay to admit that. Like, a lot of us are going through it. Do not let the collective fool you. A lot of us are having to learn how to walk away from drama when we entertain it. Walk away from toxic environments when we entertain it or we feel comfortable there. We're all going through the same lessons, but we are choosing to admit that we're going through the lesson and that we might not be doing okay. This is like, I'm going through the lesson, I'm probably getting a C. I might be getting a D. But I'm not failing the class because I'm acknowledging that class is in session. Okay, anything else? Balance and harmony. I'm telling you, whatever's been making you feel off balance, like, you know, you can't unsee it. You're like, this balance, this is not. You know what I mean? You can tell when something's, like, out of whack. Whatever is out of whack, you are ready for the truth. The truth of what you are responsible for. Where you have left a Band-Aid on for too long, and now you're like, oh, okay, I left that Band-Aid on for way too long. Let me see what's up under there. It's got to get some oxygen. Okay? It's like taking that security blanket and knowing you damn well you got to wash it, even though you're like, well, it brings me luck, and my sports team wins when I have this blanket right here, and it's you refusing to settle. You refusing to lie to yourself anymore about whatever it is. Okay, conflict. Seeing where the true conflict is. Is the conflict within you or something that you're still doing? Okay, process of elimination for you guys. As you guys change your intentions, as you see what needs to be restored, you're going to get on the right path, and then nothing is going to stop you. Nothing is going to stop you. You're like, oh my gosh, I want balance so bad that once I get there, I will never, ever go back. That's why this lesson is long. So that once you do know that you're on the right path and balance has been restored, you're not never going to want to go back. You're not never want to go back to the other side of the hill. That's terrible, Yolanda. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we're seeing where like we can't do something anymore. You guys, look, this is what I mean. Painting roses red. Painting roses red. Covering up errors. You're seeing in your life perfect confirmation. You are seeing where like, okay, I'm finding the lesson, but these other mother effers, they better find the lesson as well. They better find the lesson as well. Them thinking that they can just talk to me any old way, give a quick little blase freaking I'm sorry, and just fix it after gaslighting me for so long, saying there is no error, there is nothing to cover up. What are you talking about? You're not going to forget that because you are going to restore order. Okay, you are going to restore order. Somebody's like, oh yeah, I mean, I know I effed you over, but like, let me just cover it up. You're like, I know that there's purpose in this situation that's going to help me blossom, but what they're not going to do is cover that up and hand it off to somebody else. So you could be very protective of those that you love right now. Like, you're not just going to come in here and pretend that like reconciliation is on the table. You're not just going to come in here and sell me this dirt and then sell it to the next person like it's fine. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So that's like you're saying they wanted to cover it up and rent it out to another person. Covering up errors. You are not letting people do this anymore. You are not letting people do that anymore. They're like, oh yeah, I mean, I covered it up, it's fine. They're like, no, I said what I said when I said it. Affirm it below. I said what I said when I said it. You are done letting anybody else exhaust you, let alone your own shadow. Thank you, King. You're like, I can exhaust myself, okay? Being in hermit mode, wanting to rot, fighting with my shadow, my ego, all the things. I don't need you thinking that everything's freaking hunky-dory and it's not. You have the wrong one. You can't be fake right now. Like, let's be so for real. You cannot be fake right now. There is somebody that you guys could have let go of, or somebody that you guys could be having issues with that is a sibling. If that is you guys, let me know in the comments. Drop a dragon down below. Okay? If you feel a responsibility to your siblings, or you have people that you take under your wing like siblings, and you feel disappointed by them, you're going to start prioritizing yourself. I want you guys to drop your dragons down below because you are seen. If this is your message and you know where you're exhausted and you know where you want to restore order and you know where the boundaries are about to be, I want you guys to drop a star down below because you are restoring hope. You are restoring favor. You are restoring all the things. Thank you guys. So yeah, there's something. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hide that. There we go. There is a lesson in what you're going through with a sibling or people that you felt like were your responsibility to take care of. You're now seeing where like it doesn't align. It's okay that it doesn't align because you just need to take care of yourself right now. And that might be really hard for you to do because these siblings or these loved ones could be like, you're already so selfish. What do you mean you need to take care of yourself? You need to take care of me. You need to help me out. You need to do this for me. They're taking, and draining you. Thank you, guys. So if you are claiming your higher self, I want you to affirm below, claimed. I claim this new version. I'm going over that hill. What I want is over that mountain. What I want is over that hill. Who's going to stop me? Nobody. Okay, people are going to talk. People are going to talk, though. I'm telling you, you guys, get your Advil or whatever you do for a headache. Okay, because I know everybody does different things. Whatever you do, get it ready because these people are going to be coming for your jugular. Like, what do you mean you're taking care of you? What do you mean you're not going to tell me what, when, who? Out of my face with that. I can't. You were managing to be glad. They better manage not to be punched in the face. They need to move to the left. They need to get the F out of the way. They don't realize, like, the spiritual knockout is real. Did they bump their head? Do they have amnesia? You guys are paying attention to your body, to different signs and ailments. Like, no, I'm not selfish enough. I got to do for you. Like, I got to take care of me. You're so used to putting everybody first, putting people on a pedestal, taking care of loved ones, family, siblings, whoever, that maybe you thought you were taking okay care of yourself, and you're like, I gotta do way better. And that could be laying so much guilt on yourself because you feel spread so thin. And people could be on your case like, what do you mean you gotta do more for yourself? Like, you be doing a lot for yourself. Tell them to fly a kite. Okay? You are looking at what no longer defines you. You're like, that version of me no longer defines me. Okay? No longer. You are oh my gosh, you guys, you are rediscovering your individuality and becoming the dragon. You guys. There are so many things that we feel like are going to really take us out because we just can't take anymore and we're just tired. We're tired. You have, what do I call it? The gravitas. Okay? The ancient Roman virtue, the vigor, the strength, the seriousness. You guys have that. You guys have that. Okay? You need to use your stubborn behavior to put people where they go. Okay? We have the bull, stubborn, domain, stamina, driven, stability. Careful of any bullying behaviors. Assert without becoming dominating. This could be another thing you're learning. You're like, I want to be assertive without being too aggressive. I want to be assertive without dominating. You refuse to be a sheep and you refuse to dim your light. You're like, I'm not conforming. I am forming a community. I am forming a new life. I'm forming a new timeline, but I'm not conforming. I don't think so. Don't fear walking alone for now. I told you guys, don't fear Whoa. Partnership was right after that. Do not fear walking alone. Because a partnership will come. And then the next card is partnership. Now, you might be saying, there's no animal on this deck. I mix all my decks. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So, like, this is 2 decks. Okay? This is 2 decks. So, I got animals in with my money deck. I thought, this is a little tiny deck. And this is a bigger deck. So, I put them together. I got that from Stargirl. Anita Serene. She was like, I just be mixing them. You ever see her like do a live stream and her deck is like, it's like stacked this high? I was like, okay, maybe I don't do it that high, but you know, I'm going to do that because she has like the tiniest hands. I'm like, girl, how do you be doing that? And she does it so effortlessly. You are manifesting a strong and successful partnership. So again, don't fear walking alone. Your soul tribe will soon appear. Partnerships will soon appear. Consider having a partner who can bring you the experience that you lack. Like what? Like literally what? I can't. There's a gift that you're meant to share. I always told myself I would never be a teacher. I would never want to coach or train or blah, blah, blah. Like that's how I used to talk. Like I'm too cool for that. I don't know what I thought. I was like in college. I was like, "Oh, I would never teach. I don't have anything to share. Like I'm good." And now that's all I want to do in my sobriety. That's all I want to do is give back and share my gifts with others. I don't want to see other people in pain. People that really want to learn, that is why it's worth it. People that really want to change their life, that is why it's worth it. You feel me? So you are letting go of like having to see this perfection. You're like, I'm perfect just the way that I am. Careful not to trick yourself into believing that things are not true. We just spoke about this in the beginning of this live stream. Revealing illusions. Illusions are being revealed. Tricky situations are being revealed. Curiosity is on here. Confusion. Wow. Anything else? Let's get one more. You can't go back to yesterday. Oh my gosh. What? You can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. And she's holding a hawk. She's holding a hawk. Wow. I love that. Okay. If you guys made it to the end of this live stream, I want you guys to drop a sunflower down below. Thank you guys so much for your patience the last week while I've been going through some personal things and taking care of that. And I just appreciate all of your guys' love and support. If you guys are on Patreon, thank you for your patience. Remember that you guys have access to an entire library ad-free while you're waiting between messages. I'm no longer going to give. Thank you guys for participating. Wow, that's a lot of sunflowers. Remember that you have access to an entire library and that I'm not going to be posting a schedule anymore. Okay, I'm not going to say this is what I'm doing, this is when I'm posting it. It's just going to happen. So have your notifications on. Okay. And I also see that you guys are doing that. You're not telling people when you're doing things. You're like, I'm just going to do it. I can't remember where I heard that. Like that our brain psychologically like thinks that we've already checked it off of our list when we speak it. Like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Thank you guys for your donations. Remember yesterday, remember when I was like, I'll have people that try to insult me with a donation or a Cash App, or they'll try to sign up for Patreon or members only and talk crazy because they think it'll like shift up their it'll bump up their priority to like talk crazy. And yeah, if you guys were not able to participate, it's on a 3-week restriction because there's been so much trolling this week. Okay, I left it on a 2-week restriction for like a week or two. And then I had to bump it back up to a 3-week restriction because I didn't want this being interrupted as much while I'm like putting together a new setup. But yesterday we talked about how if somebody tries to get on my Patreon and talk to me crazy, I'm going to refund and block them. If somebody tries to like send money through Cash App and they're trying to harass, like I'm going to refund it. So somebody literally hopped on Cash App today, had never sent anything before, which you can see the history of, and then sends it and then says, oh, I need that back. And I was like, here you go. Like, here you go. I literally can't. And I wasn't like, oh my gosh, start taking it back. But I was like, this is somebody that's trolling. Like, let's see if she really does give it back. No, I'm going to give it back. They wanted a refund, and nobody ever does that. Even the people that are insulting me don't do that. They're like, I want you to have this because I hate you and I'm mad at you, which is like so strange to me. But it's like, now I'm going to give you a refund. I'm going to give you a refund. Sirens. Archangel Michael. Yeah, it's so strange. I was like, okay, you just sent that. You didn't accidentally send it to me when you've never sent me anything. You weren't like Cosmic Wifey on accident. Like, let me give Cosmic Wifey $10. Here you go. Like, huh? How did you accidentally, and now you want a refund because I'm the wrong person. Like, what? You've never donated to me before. So I was like, here you go. You can have that back. Like, people think I'm kidding. Like, no, I want proof that she would keep it. You got me all the way effed up. I'm not keeping it. You wanted a refund. Here's your refund. So I do things like within reason. It's like, I'm not the one. I am not the one. Like I told you guys yesterday, I have people insulting me just to like, if they send a cash app, they're like, she will see my message. Yeah, and then you'll also be blocked and reported. Like, so probably don't bother, you know? Probably don't bother. Let's see what's at the bottom of this. You don't have to be disappointed in what you haven't been doing. Give yourself grace, okay? You're getting to the bottom of things that you know that you really need for yourself. Yeah, people have way too much free time. I agree. So, yeah. If you guys are on any of the platforms, thank you guys so much. Members only has all of their content for the month, and they have a complete library. But, yeah. Just thank you guys for your patience while I've been dealing with, what I've been dealing with. Yeah, certain things have been affecting your guys' mood. You're going to get to the bottom of what those things are. It could be material that you're wearing. It could be food that you were eating that you didn't know you had like an intolerance to or something, or an allergy to. You're uncovering things that you thought you were good with that you're not actually good with. Again, you are uncovering illusions. And I love that for you guys. So again, you guys, if you made it to the end of this message, drop your sunflowers. Thank you for participating, being encouraging, and supporting. The spiritual assignment is, let's see. The spiritual assignment. I want you guys to list one thing, okay? One thing that you are really, really grateful for if you choose to participate. One thing that you are really grateful for. Really grateful for love, or the roof over your head, or stability, or a place to sleep, a car to drive, God's love, something that you just know that you just can't live without, okay? Or you guys could also put down something that you've realized through this transition that you're grateful for. Like, I'm grateful that I've uncovered this, and this is why I'm going to go over that hill. This is why I'm going to go over that mountain. But I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to smash the you-know-what. Hit the bell, duh. And, yeah, I look forward to speaking to you guys in the comments. And I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Bye, Angie. Bye, Randon. Bye, May. Bye, Sugar. Bye, Darcy. Who else is in here? Yolanda, Jonathan, Sabrina, Quinn, Lisa, Official. And then I apologize again that I was on a 3-week restriction, but I was just like, I can't. It's going to be, I need it to be a little bit more quiet. I only had to block 2 people. I think I only had to block 2 people in this live chat. Versus the like 4 to 6 in the last couple. All right. But bye, guys.